Welcome back to this episode of Innovation Nation, folks. We all know this man, Elon Musk. Now, what does Elon Musk do differently than the inventor or the innovator? Well, he takes a lot of risk, of course. There's a lot of risk. But he's taking ideas and taking them from a lower level of productivity to a higher level of productivity. Musk's methodology comes back to a critical thinking process called first principles. He looked at the rocket, he looked at the electric car and said, these things are too expensive for us to be able to grow them. And first principles thinking said, well, what are all the key components and what are all the expensive parts of those devices? And he figured out that the most expensive thing about space travel was building a rocket to throw it away. And so he devised a way to change the mindset of the way that space travel would happen, taking the building of a rocket from a lower level of productivity to a much higher level of productivity. In the electric car business, Musk really wasn't trying to build an electric car. He saw that there was a need for that, but there were other people who were building electric cars. But what was the big limitation and scale of the electric car? Well, one was range, and two was the cost of producing batteries that could supply that range. And there's still a lot of work to do there, obviously. But what he did is he looked at the raw materials like lithium and other core materials that go into an electric car's battery, and he figured out that he could, with time, make them 30, if not 100 times cheaper, and all of a sudden extend the range and lower the cost and create a whole new industry in space travel, in solar electricity, in electric cars. And so from an entrepreneurial standpoint, he took a lot of risks, but he also made them calculated. It's important to note that he created the idea of electronic payments with PayPal long before this. But when he sold PayPal to eBay, he took all of his earnings from that sale and he risked it all in starting SpaceX. He had enough money for 3, maybe 4 launches and to justify getting a contract from NASA. And his first 3 failed. Now, he could have given up, taken his last bits of money and said, I think I'm going to hedge my bets, but he didn't. He bet it all. The 4th launch was successful, and SpaceX is now got so much momentum that's going to be really interesting to see what they do over the next 10 years. Please stay tuned for our next video.